The plane descended through clouds, revealing jagged, snow-capped peaks biting into a blue sky. This was Kyrgyzstan. My heart raced. I wasn't just arriving in a new country, I was stepping into a storybook. The air was crisp, carrying the scent of earth and something wild. My taxi driver pointed out the Alatu range, a majestic presence on the horizon. Bishkek surprised me, Soviet-era blocks beside modern towers, wide boulevards alive with people. My first meal was lagman in a family-run cafe. The owner's eyes were warm and kind. That night, I stood on my balcony, city lights below, mountains silhouetted against a sky full of stars. I felt a profound sense of gratitude to be there. Kyrgyzstan was already weaving its story around me. The adventure had only just begun. Leaving the city felt like stepping into another era. We arrived at a yurt camp nestled in quiet hills, welcomed warmly by a Kyrgyz family. Gulmira, the matriarch, offered kumys, fermented mare's milk, a gesture of friendship. That evening, we gathered by the fire as Bolot, the father, shared stories of ancestors and mountains. As I lay in my yurt, the wind whistled and livestock shifted in the dark. Here, life was simple but rich, full of family, tradition, and connection to the land. In the heart of the steppe, I found a sense of belonging. Returning to Bishkek was a jolt, a rush of city energy after the steppe's calm. I wandered Alatu Square, where Soviet monuments stood watch as children played and vendors sold ice cream. The city was a living blend of memory and movement. At Osh Bazaar, the air was thick with spices and the shouts of merchants, piles of dried fruit and nuts, women in headscarves bargaining beside teens in jeans, a vibrant mix of old and new. I bought honey and a hand-carved box, small treasures from a place capturing my heart. One afternoon, lost in search of an art gallery, an elderly woman noticed my confusion. She spoke no English, I spoke almost no Kyrgyz, but she smiled, took my arm, and led me through winding streets to my destination. Her simple act of kindness moved me deeply. In that moment, I saw the true spirit of the Kyrgyz people, proud, resilient, and incredibly warm. They welcomed strangers, offered help without hesitation. In a world often divided, her gesture was a reminder of our shared humanity. It wasn't a grand event, but it was unforgettable. Bishkek's contrasts, history and hope, tradition and change, were mirrored in its people. The city was more than buildings and boulevards. It was a tapestry of kindness. Every encounter wove me deeper into its fabric. Kyrgyzstan was teaching me that the smallest moments can be the most profound. I would never forget the woman who showed me the way. The journey to Songkul was an adventure in itself. Winding mountain roads, dramatic canyons, shepherds on horseback, each turn revealed a new, breathtaking vista. The landscape's scale was humbling, making me feel like a tiny speck in a vast world. As we climbed higher, the colors faded to alpine meadows, and then Songkul appeared, a sapphire lake reflecting the sky. The Jailu, a wide pasture dotted with yurts, was a place of profound silence and beauty. Another nomadic family welcomed us. Here, life was even more attuned to nature's rhythms. Temir, their young son, became my guide and companion. He spoke no English, but we communicated through laughter and play, skipping stones, running through fields, watching sunsets. Tamir's joy was infectious, his curiosity boundless. He led me to the best spots to see the sun dip below the horizon, the sky exploding in color. We sat together in silence, sharing a connection that needed no words. In those moments, I felt the pure, untamed spirit of this land. Temir was a bright soul, a symbol of Kyrgyzstan's beauty and innocence. The lake, the sky, the laughter of a child. These were the memories I would carry. Songkul was more than a destination. It was a place where the world felt wide open, and anything was possible. I was grateful for every moment. The day at Songkul began with golden sunrise and Tamir's laughter echoing across the valley. Lunch in the yurt was warm and lively. After eating, Tamir ran outside to play. No one worried until his mother called and there was only silence. The family searched, voices rising with worry. The beautiful landscape suddenly felt menacing. Finally, they found him, downstream, lost to the current. Tamir's father carried his small body back to the yurt. The valley fell silent, broken only by weeping. I would never be the same. The hours after Tamir's loss blurred into heartbreak. The entire community came together, men searching the stream, women comforting the family. The sunset, once beautiful, now felt cruel. I felt helpless, a witness to private tragedy. Tamir's father carried him home, his mother's cries echoing through the valley. The silence was deep, broken only by grief. My role as a storyteller felt meaningless. All I could do was stand there, heart shattered. The vibrant yurt now seemed lifeless. That night, I wept for Tamir, for his family, for the loss of innocence. The stars above felt cold and distant. Kyrgyzstan's beauty and sorrow were now forever intertwined in my memory. The morning after was heavy with sorrow. People arrived from all over, on horseback, in old cars, on foot, to be with the grieving family. No invitation was needed. It was an unspoken rule: when one suffers, all suffer. Women cooked, served tea, and comforted Tamir's mother, forming a circle of support. Men sat with the father, sharing silent solidarity. Everyone did what needed to be done, moving as one. Though I felt like an outsider, they included me in their rituals. An elderly woman handed me tea. A man nodded in shared sorrow. They saw me not as a tourist, but as someone who cared for Tamir. In their pain, they still showed compassion. Community here meant showing up, especially when the world falls apart. Their unity was a sliver of light in the darkness. It was not a solution, but a way to endure. They showed me, you are not alone. In their darkest hour, I witnessed a depth of humanity I'd never seen before. Leaving Songkul was one of the hardest things I've ever done. The landscape was unchanged, majestic, beautiful, but for me, forever altered. The tragedy left a scar, not on the land, but on my memory. I continued my journey, ancient petroglyphs, stunning canyons, breathtaking sights. But everything was seen through a new lens, one of fragility and empathy. I saw the danger beneath the beauty, the power of nature. My interactions with people changed. I looked at them with deeper understanding. Laughter in a park reminded me of Tamir's family. The resilience of the Kyrgyz people took on new meaning. They lived with an awareness that life can change in an instant. This perspective was heavy, but profound. It stripped away the romanticism of travel. Kyrgyzstan became more than a destination. It became real, complex, and deeply human. The tragedy broke my perfect image, replacing it with something far more meaningful. My heart was broken in Kyrgyzstan, by the loss of a boy I'd known for only 2 days, by the pain of a family who showed me kindness. But it was also healed by the community's compassion. They taught me a broken heart is an open heart. Travel isn't just about beauty, it's about facing life's realities, connecting beyond language and culture. These are the experiences that change us, that stay long after the landscapes fade. I'll always carry Tamir's memory, his joy, his loss, the lessons learned. The most meaningful connections are often unexpected, found in shared laughter and silent understanding. This is the true gift of travel, the hearts you touch and those that touch you. Kyrgyzstan gave me a story of beauty and loss, kindness and strength. My heart was broken, but made bigger. For that, I am forever grateful to the land of the celestial mountains.